Hey everyone, James here, Coffee and Comics, back with another video. And in this video, we had a weekend trip where we went up north and visited some family, and my brother-in-law, who collects like I do, wanted to go to yard sales and flea markets. And of course, I obliged and said, yeah, let's do that. Without further ado, if you have your coffee ready, let's get into it. Okay, so for this particular pickup, I had no recorded video footage of me there actually doing it. But I can tell you I got 9 comic books for about 10 bucks. He did have a few Crack and Mad magazines, which I probably should have picked up, but there was some other stuff there I didn't want, and he wanted 25 for everything. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I said, what do you want for the comic books? Because I seen something in particular that I did want. I said, would you take 10 for them all? He said yes, so about $1.20, $1.25 a comic book for 9 books. Good deal. So without further ado, let's get into the books. Number 1 on the list is issue number 12, John Carter, Warlord from Mars. All of these are reader copies, by the way, not in great condition, but for $1.20 or so a book, pretty good deal. It's also a newsstand. I've never read one issue of John Carter, Warlord of Mars, but I did do a little bit of research and found out that this particular character is quite a bit older than I even thought. And if you know about the character, well, then you know. But if you don't know, the original character of John Carter started in the early 1900s, 1912, 17, somewhere in there. And it was pulled from a novel from the guy on the book, Edgar Rice Burroughs. He wrote a novel called The Princess of Mars. That's where John Carter character originated from. And he appeared in some other comic books later, had some appearances in Tarzan into the early 70s before this particular series began in 1977. I did not know all of that, but that's pretty cool. So I may, start picking up more John Carter books just because I'm a little bit more curious now about this character. Number 2 on the list is World's Finest Comics starring Superman and Batman, issue number 287. Pretty cool little book there. Got Batman fighting Superman. I've never read this, but I know that this is Madame Zodiac, so you'll probably see her within this book. Pretty cool little book. Next up, I have The New Adventures of Superboy with the extra thrills with Dial H for Hero, number 37. Nice little pickup there. This is a Brain versus Bronze book. Fighting this guy over here in green. I can't remember his name. Wright, I want to say. Mr. Wright? Could be wrong. Next up is an Archies book, number 98, Archies TV, Laugh Out, a bicycle built for laughs. Also newsstand edition. Pretty cool little thing here. What's funny about this book is Archie's not pedaling, Jughead's not pedaling. The dog is definitely not pedaling, but he's having fun. But the 2 ladies on the screen, they're the ones pedaling. I don't know, pretty neat. I do have an Archies TV Laugh Out on my birthday list that I'm picking up for a collection, but it's not this one. I believe it's number 51 I'm looking for. Next up, I've never read this book, is called Arion or Arion, Lord of Atlantis, number 3. Pretty clean looking cover. It's like you got some magic happening and some samurai action. I've never read this or any of the Arion book series. I couldn't tell you anything about it. If you know about it, you can let me know in the comments below. Is it worth checking out? Maybe. Next up is an old book from the 1940s. I believe this was 1946. It's a number 32, Classics Illustrated, Lorna Doone. And it's actually, surprisingly, in very good shape for the age that it is. It's a thicker book, thicker than a normal comic book. There's the back. I don't know if you guys want to see back covers or not. Sometimes they're neat. Sometimes it's just an advertisement. Pretty nice indeed. Next up is Marvel Moon Knight, number 3. It's a newsstand edition. Now, it does have some damage to it on the spine. It has a spine roll. You can tell that here. I don't know, $1.20. Not a bad pickup for that, I guess. I believe this is the first appearance of guy here, Midnight, Mr. Midnight. I don't know, I'm not familiar with all of the characters in this series. Not too bad. Let me know what you think about that. And if I get the name wrong, you can let me know in the comments. That's okay. And lastly, which is the reason why I wanted the comic books in the first place, is The Amazing Spider-Man, and the number is PR10. This is a book and record set where the book comes with a record, and you can play the record and read along through the comic book. Pretty neat. Pretty good condition. Here's the back cover. That's kind of a neat looking back cover there. And And this looks like it has a spine roll, but it's not. It's just overlapping. That's how they made it. Pretty neat. Looks like he's battling Man-Wolf. Mark of the Man-Wolf. This book has extremely white pages. Oh, you can see the white pages there. Very nice. Very white. So it's a pretty cool pickup for $1.20. There's the record in the back. Very cool. And this list, I'm going to plan on to get the rest of these book and record sets on this list so I can just make a set. I think that's kind of neat. Whether it's worth a lot of money or not, I just think it's kind of a neat thing. So there is that. That's the last one from the flea market find. Okay, so after the flea market finds, went back to the house. My brother-in-law says, hey, check out these books. I don't think you've seen them. So I checked them out. He says, hey, you want them? They're yours for free, whatever. Take them with you. I did get a whole nother stack of books for free from my brother-in-law, so thank you for that, brother-in-law. On top of the 9 that I bought for $10. Really, I got, you could say, all of these for $10. And there are quite a few, so I won't take too much time on each individual one. They are reader copies, not in great condition, but it doesn't matter because they're free. Who doesn't like free? You can't beat free. Okay, so first up, I have a 4-issue miniseries, and it is Shadowhawk, #1 from the 90s. It's got the cool looking foil cover with the black. Hard to see words up here. This is the black lettering on this particular one. It says, who is Shadowhawk? Within the right lights, you can also see the creators right here. Valentino, Liefeld. There's a couple more variations of this particular book. I think I did have this one growing up. No longer have it, but now I have it again for free. What do you think about this cover? Do you like Shadowhawk? Let me know in the comments below. Interesting character. #2 in that mini-series, Shadowhawk #2. Also with an appearance of Spawn in this particular book. This is a double, kind of a fold-out double cover. Folded out, Shadowhawk and Arson. I guess nemesis or villains of Shadowhawk is Arson. Guess what he does? Is Shadowhawk #3. This is the one, if you have this book and you feel the cover, it has different texture because it's partially glow in the dark. Not a lot of books have that glow in the dark feature. I guess that just was a thing from the 90s. Also on the back for the image logo, it has that same texture outlining the logo, so it is also glow in the dark. The last one in that series is #4, Savage Dragon on the cover, which I don't know if they call him that in this issue. I might just call him Dragon or the Dragon. Partially translucent banner up there. Let me know what you think about the Shadowhawk miniseries. Next up is Elektra Assassin from 1986. It's #5. Very purple cover, pink. I don't know anything about this book. Haven't read it. The only thing I do know about it is that Frank Miller wrote it. Other than that, nothing. Never read this either, as most of these books I probably have not read. From Eclipse Comic, The New Wave, #12. And this is one of those based on reality or kind of associated with things that might be happening in the real world. Right here you get an important and timely story about teenage pregnancy. Kind of like some of those books where like, oh, it's the war on drugs and stuff like that. Similar type thing here. We have Aardvark Vanaheim Cerebus, or Cerebus, #89. I've never read these. Pretty slick looking book. It does have a little bit of a roll I feel here on the spine. It's a nice looking black cover. That's a slick black cover. Not a lot of damage as far as little ticks and marks. It's pretty good. Also have the follow-up for that, which is #90. Also a very slick looking black cover. Let me know if you've read this. It looks like it might be interesting. And is it Cerebus? Cerebus? I don't know. So we have Hamster Vice. Feels a little bit thicker, but it may be a normal book, but it feels like it has more pages in it. By Blackthorn Publishing. And apparently, Hamster Cops. Look at that, with lasers and everything. Eclipse Comics #8, Scout. Big bad boy back here. And then you got the main guy with the gun in the front. Who's the prey and who's the predator? Next we have another Eclipse Scout miniseries book #3, Swords of Texas. This guy's got a huge gun. He's about to do something. Pretty neat looking little book. Next, I have heard about this series. I used to have a bunch of these as a kid. I no longer have them, and I don't think I have any in my collection currently. This is The Warlord, #129. Got this kind of a split cover with the main guy in the foreground, so that's kind of neat. I don't know anything about the Warlord series or characters. Next, I've heard of this character before, but never read them. Sergio Aragon's Gru the Wanderer. This is Gru #7 from 1985. Kind of a funny looking cover. I like these funny type books because it should be fun. Should be fun to read. I have a follow-up with that. 1986 #20, Gru the Wanderer. Have you read Gru? I've not read Gru, the Wanderer. Is it interesting? Should I be reading it? Should I go and backtrack and read some of the Grus? Next up, we have Shattered Earth, number 6, with the Eternity label on it. X-Mutants Universe Anthology. Something going on with this big crystal down here. I'm not sure. Also from the Eternity label, number 10, X-Mutant. He's got one big bad boy gun just rattling off some shells at something. Okay, so next up is Generation X double-sized book 25th issue anniversary spectacular edition. Suffer the Children. This is actually in not bad condition. I've never read this. I didn't even know anything about it. I don't have a lot of damage going on. It has kind of a roll to it a little bit. Other than that, it's pretty good shape. There's the back cover. It's kind of a neat looking little book there. So next up we have Magneto X-Men from 97, number 3, Battle for the Throne. Sharp looking cover. I've never read this. So we have the Uncanny X-Men from 97, number 342, Into the Void. What do you think of that? Not bad. Next is First Comics Deluxe Series, John Sable, freelance. Has anyone ever heard of this book? Could be interesting, I don't know. We have another Sable book, number 3 from 1988, Return of the Hunter. Pretty sharp looking cover there with the red in the background and the black. Next is another one from First Comics called Grim Jack, number 35. This one I might actually read. It looks like it might be pretty cool. I don't know what's going on here. Could be a good read. If you've read this particular one or series, let me know in the comments. So the next one, First Comics again, American Flag, number 24. A little love scene maybe, or someone's dying perhaps there on the front. I want to show you the back cover of this one because I've never heard of it either. It seems like it's kind of funny, and it's coming in May by First Comics. It's called Time Beavers. Look at that on the back cover. Time Beavers. I may check that out. Never heard of that one. So next, another one from First Comics, Deluxe Series, Badger, number 24 from 1986. Has anyone ever heard of Badger? I have not. What does Badger do? It looks like he's doing some martial arts. That may be his thing. Nice cover, though. Now we have Dreadstar, number 19 from 1985. Anyone ever heard of Dreadstar? This is a first for me. Another First Comics Deluxe Series, and I believe I have a few of these. This is called Nexus. Anyone ever heard of Nexus? It looks like it might be an interesting read. I will probably read this for sure. I have another Nexus, issue number 33. It's called The Dude Returns. And apparently it's a 1986 Kirby Award winner. Interesting little fight going on there. I have another Nexus, which I don't know. I don't think it's related to those two previous ones there. This is 1989, number 54, which looks totally different than those other Nexus. So I don't know if this is related to that series, maybe a different series. So that's all I have, everyone. Whole bunch of comics, all those free ones from my brother-in-law, the 9 books from the pickup. Pretty good deal for only $10 for everything, essentially. If you enjoyed the content, you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe. Only takes a click of the button to be a part of the community, and we can have conversations about comic books and comic book related things. So until the next video, enjoy your comics, enjoy your coffee, and enjoy your day.